When I first started CrossFit, I did start noticing a bit of a change in my body, and the upper body was a very big issue for me to start off with because I couldn't fit into the clothes that I really wanted to fit into. I was scared that people would think that I looked disgusting because I had a little bit more definition than the average person.
Always something being said about my legs. Why are your legs so big? They're like boys' legs. I really didn't like it at all, and I didn't like that I couldn't fit into jeans like everybody else could, and I felt stupid and different.
Yeah, I get heaps of comments about how my abs they're not normal and how I look gross and all these negative comments.
I think I found more value in myself when I started doing CrossFit, and that was defined by things other than how I looked.
One day I just kind of said to myself, like, enjoy the ride and just go hard and train hard for the results.
When I started to educate myself on how to look after myself, and the way I still view CrossFit, even though I'm a competitive athlete, is I still view it as that strength and conditioning program that, is supposed to make life easier, make you fit, make you healthy.
Man, I'm proud of my muscles. I've worked hard for these bloody things. Worked so hard for them. And I think that every female should be very proud of their body. Whatever shape or form it is, they should embrace it.
For Cara Webb, as she's looking to win event number 2 and possibly sit atop the leaderboard. Cara Webb will take the final heat of Sprint Sled 1.
2014 was probably the best that I've ever felt. I think that was potentially, or it could have been my best year. I remember before leaving for the games, I was like PBing everything was on point, no sign that there was anything wrong.
Meanwhile, Cara Webb, like you thought, is having trouble. She has yet to complete her second 50-foot handstand walk. Cara Webb sat in second place coming into this event.
And as soon as I went upside down on one hand for a handstand walk, that nerve just couldn't take it anymore after the volume that we'd done. My arm went numb. I had been sitting in first all weekend, dropped to third. And at that point, we made the decision to stop the games, just not do the final. And it was probably the most heartbreaking thing I think has ever happened to me. It was really, really devastating.
Cara Webb, who came into the overall lead, and she looks miserable right now. 2015
games, I expected it to go a little smoother than it did. I really thought that I couldn't be so unlucky to have 2 big, dramatic, crazy years.
That's a phase of extreme fatigue for the woman who came in with the overall lead.
I suffered heat exhaustion, heat stroke. I don't remember running the final mile at all. Collapsed and passed out at the finish line.
Cara Webb just collapsing into the arms of Anna Tunnicliffe, who's trying to get her some water.
I think it was one of the coolest things that's ever happened because, for one, I didn't know I could push to the point that I pushed to. So, yeah, I proved that I'm definitely a little bit stronger than I thought I was. And then to even keep pushing throughout the weekend and survive, and then, in the results side of things, 5th is still amazing given the circumstances.
So what was going through my head was Shane told me that I needed to beat Cara and Sam, and I literally was standing right between them, and I was like, how am I going to beat Cara's legs and how am I going to beat Sam's arms?
Tia Toomey is another rookie who came in 4th place overall. She's going to try to make it onto the podium. She is currently ahead of Cara Webb.
So, but then he's like, Tia, you actually got 2nd. And I was just like, ah!
Katrin David's daughter will finish on top of the podium. We will have a rookie there as well, and it's Tia Toomey who will finish in 2nd place. When you talked about names you expected to be on the podium when this season started, those 2 were nowhere to be seen.
The fact that I came 2nd at the CrossFit Games, the fact that I even podiumed, it surprised the fuck out of me. I still question myself and ask, how the hell did I do that? And how am I ever going to back that up?
So how come you're getting up this early?
So our class starts at
5:30 a.m. our first class.
So what time is it right now?
It is 20 past 5. Shane's actually allergic to dogs.
And you have 2 of them.
Yeah, we have 2 of them.
I didn't set my alarm on my phone, and then an update came up on my phone. And I hit update, and then I wanted to go to sleep, and I was like, no! I had to wait for it to do all of its updating, and then I could set my alarm, like, oh, and it had this bright light, and I was just like in bed holding it. Jace is fast asleep. I'm like, I want to go to sleep too. I love coaching, yeah, I really do love coaching. I get a lot out of it myself, as well as being a slight part of what CrossFit did for me, you know, and offering that and sharing that for other people. I get a lot out of that.
We are really lucky to have such a great gym where everyone's so supportive, and I'm really proud to be a part of it.
I definitely don't think I train as much as a lot of other CrossFit Games athletes. Don't get me wrong, I train a lot, I train really, really hard, but my focus has always been more so on the intensity rather than the amount of work, the quality over quantity.
My training hasn't really changed compared to last year. Obviously you're just trying to be better, so you're trying to improve your strength. So I'm trying to hit heavier numbers and trying to hit faster times.
My goal is to be a CrossFit athlete. I don't just want to be a strong Olympic lifter, otherwise I would be out doing Olympic lifting. I don't want to just be a gymnast, otherwise I would just be doing that. I don't want to be a marathon runner, otherwise I would be doing doing marathons. I want to be a CrossFitter, and I love and believe in this sport. That means that I need to be well-rounded, and I need to fill these gaps.
It has probably been a little bit more variance, so when I go to the CrossFit Games, hopefully when they say if there's a yoke carry, I'm like not, holy shit, I've never done this one before. I'm like, yes, I've done this and I know how to do it.
No one understands you, she-bear.
So there's this episode of The Simpsons where it all comes back to The Simpsons, where Bart runs away from it's like their camp or something, their school camp, and then they're talking to this kind of country guy, and he's like, I ran away, from my camp. He's like, I got lost from the group. He's like, what do you say? He's like, I married a bear. He's like, start a family, and then she's like, and then they pan over to his wife, who's not a bear, it's a woman, and she's like, I told you I ain't a bear, and he's like, rah rah rah, nobody understands you, she-bear. And now every time I get grumpy and tired, all the boys just go, rah rah rah, no one understands you, she-bear. And so now I'm she-bear.
What are you eating?
I'm gonna eat eggs and avocado. It's actually chocolate cake and white chocolate cake. Oh, yeah. The icing has come off, but it is thick. It's nice.
Who bought that?
Oh, so good. Look, Rio wants some too. Shit! Holy fuck, I almost blew up the house. This is why I don't cook. Oh, no. Then they're already cooked. I just can't heat them up.
What's going on?
Just watching the the wrap up of the Pacific region. I think I saw little bits, but I just thought, oh yeah, let's watch it again. Have a bit of faith, man. They were just saying Danae didn't think that after day one or maybe the end that I wouldn't be at the top of the leaderboard. Given I don't know the scoring and the workouts and all that kind of stuff. That's fit. That's all right. Yeah, I'm up for a challenge.
Tonight I'm excited to see a couple of athletes, none more so than the second fittest woman on the planet from last year, Toomey.
I was very nervous. I guess in my mind I was wondering whether or not I could actually make it back to the CrossFit Games.
Regionals this Last year was more fun than ever. I think every year it gets a little bit more fun, a little bit more stressful, but also relaxing at the same time, if that makes any sense.
Cara Webb, 3 reps to go. Here she goes, she needs to sprint to the end of the arena. She's taken out the #1 spot again. Cara Webb, amazing performance. Claire Toomey, she's heading off shortly to the Olympic lifting trials to possibly go to Rio for the Olympic Games. That's coming up in June.
Once this weekend's over, I've got a week to dive into a bit more weightlifting and prepare for my Rio qualifier, which is in Fiji. So when I started both CrossFit and weightlifting, knew that the Rio was going to be this year, and then obviously this was the first year I was really going to try and aim for the Games. If I can be successful in achieving both of those, it would be a dream come true.
But this lady in front, Claire Toomey, is just powering on and leaving everyone else in her wake.
Oh, it's a close race.
It's going to be a very tight race to the finish.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
The crowd is going nuts for Cara Webb once again. Can anyone stop her down here at the Pacific Regional?
I don't even know why I like winning. It's funny, like I think it's just something, it's like in my blood, it's my chemistry, you know, you asked my mum, and I remember mentioning to her that somebody said, oh yeah, you know, she's really competitive, and she was like, yeah, you think? Like, she's been like that since day one, just competitive with everything.
Do you think you can win the Games?
I don't know. I think I'm so scared of saying that I'm going to win and then failing, because like that would be just heartbreaking.
I walk out onto that competition floor and it just feels right. I want to try and win. I'm not someone that I'm not going to work this hard for nothing. You know, I'm not the person that just wants to qualify and then that's the end of the road for me, and I'm just going to go to the Games and fluff around and that's me done. I want to go and I want to progress and I want to move forward, and I want to try and be the fittest on earth.
Once I realised that there was no more trials left and everyone had competed and we knew everyone's results, and I still came up on the top, it was such a relief. And to say that I'm going to go to the Olympics as well as the CrossFit Games and experience it, that there is more of an achievement for me right now. And as much as I would love to podium again, like who wouldn't, I'm so proud to be able to say that I've been to both in the same year. Winning the CrossFit Games would mean the world to me.
I still do CrossFit because I believe in it. I love the culture, I love the education, I love what it does for my body, for my health, for my mind. You know, I just don't feel right when I'm not doing it.
The thing that I really care about is if my parents and my sisters and Shane, I think that means more to me if they're proud of me. I'd be more satisfied if I knew that they were really happy than for me to be happier for myself.
I will still always continue to do CrossFit at different levels. You know, one day I'm going to do it at a totally scaled down level, and I'm going to be pregnant and then have a child and children, multiple children, you know, and I'll be older and I'll be doing it, and I'll be doing it in some regard. I believe in the sport and I believe in why it was created before competition.